every pony, and welcome to my first My Little Pony Friendship is Magic headcanon video. This is the first video in a series where I will be discussing my personal headcanons concerning the My Little Pony universe. In this video, I will be discussing Spike and my theories and thoughts on how he's supposed to grow and develop, as well as what he will look like as an adult dragon. I will also discuss his background and origins, as well as touch on my ideas about dragons in this series and their characteristics. I'm going to be referring back a lot to the episode Secret of My Excess. So if you've never seen it before, I suggest you go and watch it before watching the rest of this video. To get started, I'll first give a short overview of Secret of My Excess. On Spike's first birthday in Ponyville, he receives many gifts from his pony friends. He's at first surprised and even grateful for these gifts, but as he gets more, he starts getting greedy. His greed grows and he starts to take anything that he can get his claws on. As he collects more and more objects, he grows bigger and more mature, as well as aggressive and protective of his new hoard. Soon, Spike has grown into a giant, angry, full-grown dragon, and after wreaking havoc on the citizens of Ponyville and causing a lot of damage to the city itself, he suddenly reverts to normal when he remembers his cherished fire ruby that he had given to Rarity as a gift. After rewatching this episode recently, I began to wonder, what is Spike really going to look like when he grows up? In Secret of My Excess, Zecora used the word mature to describe his growth. Does this mean that he'll only mature and become a full-grown dragon if he becomes greedy and starts building up a personal hoard like he did? Stepping away from this thought for just a bit, let's speculate on dragon behavior in general, and what Spike would have been like if he was raised by his parents. I want to bring to light an observation of mine first that might put all of this into perspective. Spike does not have wings, but every other dragon we've seen in the series have had wings. Also, they have all shown the trait of building up and guarding a hoard, such as the dragon in Dragonshy and the teenage dragons in the Great Dragon Migration episode. With that in mind, let's get back to Spike's parents. Were they the same type of dragons that built up hoards of treasures and became overly protective of them? Or is that just a trait of the winged type of dragons that we've already seen? Or is hoarding a trait of all dragons, whether they have wings or not? When answering this question, keep in mind these two theories. One is that all dragons hoard, and Spike's parents were no different. Assuming that this is true, if Spike had been raised by his parents, he would have been raised to become a greedy, hoarding dragon like the rest of the dragons, and probably go to the enormous size he did in Secret of My Excess. But my second theory is different. Assuming that not all dragons have the trait of hoarding and greed, and that wingless dragons like Spike are these type of dragons, we can say that Spike wouldn't have been raised to be a hoarding dragon. But if this is true, what would he look like as a full-grown dragon? This second theory, though, can be easily disproven by the fact that if the trait of hoarding and greed weren't in his family, then he wouldn't have grown so much and been so affected by the greed in Secret of My Excess. It can then be assumed that if Spike had been risen by his parents, he would have grown to be a large, greedy, hoarding dragon. Now, back to the original question I posed at the beginning of the video. What will Spike look like as he matures? What will he be like if Twilight continues to raise him as she always has, and he doesn't start to mature by means of greed and hoarding? I believe that because he's not being raised by dragons like any other young dragon is, and he's being raised by ponies with the values of kindness and friendship, he won't mature as he did in Secret of My Excess, which is the norm for dragons his age. He will mature, though, and grow up into a full adult dragon, but he will look different. How different, I'm not sure, but I guess that he will at least not be as big. Other than that, I have no idea. Anyone out there who's better at art and speculation than I am, feel free to make some fan art of what you think Spike will look like when he's grown up. I'd really love to see it. I also have some more speculative questions that I'd like to hear your opinions on. What age, maturity-wise, do you think Spike is? What age is he compared to the ponies, and what similarities are there, if any, to the aging of Spike and ponies in general? This is my first headcanon video, so please don't be too harsh. I know that it could be a lot better, that maybe my voice, not necessarily my voice, but, the way I speak could be a lot smoother. But this is just my first video, so don't expect a whole lot. Constructive criticism would be greatly appreciated, but I won't stand for any hate comments. Anyways, I hope to make more videos like this in the future, and I hope that people will find this video helpful or insightful in building up their own headcanons. See ya!